Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to the Britta Arena. This is the last match from match day 14 in the German Dritte Liga. It's Wehen Wiesbaden play host to Viktoria Köln here in the Hesse-Frankfurt urban area. Well, it's a cool night, no real wind or rain to speak of, and Wehen Wiesbaden with 3 changes to the side that won 2-0 at Havelse last week. Noah Berdar continues in goal, having made his debut off the bench with the injury coming in for former captain Florian Stritzel. That means that Finn Ludwig comes into the squad, still yet to make his first team debut. Ryan Johansson comes in at left wing for Lucas Schleimer, who moves to the bench. Niks Agrafiotis in for the suspended Fatih Kaya. For Viktoria Köln, meanwhile, no changes at all from the side that won 3-1 at Ingolstadt. Marian Wilhelm keeping faith with the 11 that did so well against an in-form Ingolstadt side over recent weeks, by the way. Wehen Wiesbaden, meanwhile, well, Frank Steinmetz continues as the interim coach, at least for now. That after Niels During was sacked after match day 12. That being a second successive defeat away to Alemannia Aachen, who are also won this afternoon, by the way, who are very much upwardly mobile now. 3-1 winners away to Stuttgart, up to 11th in the table. And both these teams coming into this match very much stuck in the middle of the table. Wiesbaden started the weekend in 11th. They've gone down to 13th with the results elsewhere, but a win will take them up to 6th. Draw will take them up to 11th, back where they started. For Viktoria Köln, meanwhile, a win for them also, because it's so tight in the mid-table at the moment. A win will also take them up to 6th place. A draw up to 8th. A loss will see them drop down to 10th. There is a Frank Steinmetz, 55 years young. He was an assistant coach here 20 years ago. He's brought in as the assistant coach earlier in the year. He's now into the top job. Daniel Bartnicki, our referee this evening. Stephen Greif and Benjamin Strebinger, our referee assistants. Christian Rakowski, our 4th official in charge of the technical areas. So Viktoria Köln were there or thereabouts at times last season in the promotion push, but come the summer, massive clear out in that Cologne squad. Got rid of everyone apart from 9 first-team regulars and 1 old goalkeeper, i.e. Kevin Rauhout. So building for the future, those players they did bring in, all very young, it has to be said, all maximum 23, 24 years of age. So building for a brighter future of Viktoria Köln. This season maybe one of transition. Nearly ready to get underway here then at the Britta Arena. And we're off then. So Viktoria Köln all in white, the visitors kicking from right to left in the first half. Wiesbaden in their usual red and black, attacking the goal on our right. Both teams winners last week, hoping to take that momentum into this game. Wiesbaden immediately attacking down the left-hand side. Good little cut back there, cleared from the edge of the 6-yard box. A big issue for Wiesbaden this evening is how they get on without their captain, Fatih Kaya, who will turn 26 on Thursday. Unfortunately picked up his 5th yellow card of the season last week at Havelse. So serving his 1-game suspension, he'll be back next week away at Waldorf Mannheim. And the home side just monopolising possession here in the early stages. Good ball in to the near post. No one really made the run there. Floto was a little bit flat-footed. Cologne captain Gregor stepping in to oof that one into the stands. Floto trying just to flick that one across the 6-yard box. Didn't quite make the contact he wanted, and now an opportunity. Lex Tiger, Lobinger stretching the play down the right flank. Holds the ball up, brings teammates into play. Ronstadt out to Handel. Slowing things down for a moment. Tim Kloss plays the ball back into midfield, but that's a loose pass, and now maybe an opportunity for Wiesbaden to stretch the game, but Suarez under pressure in midfield there. Now the ball clipped long, but I don't think anyone would get on the end of that ball. Brings the ball over halfway, gives it to Handel. Oh, lovely little touch. And the ball across goal, straight into the hands of Noah Bird. Oh, that'll be a confidence booster for him. To be fair, he did keep a clean sheet after coming on after 35 minutes last week. Maybe just a slight deflection off the defender before that ball went across goal. Just playing the ball back. Wiesbaden trying to be careful in possession here. It's working well down that left flank. Pace now from Johansson. Johansson cuts back inside, finds the pass to Agrafiotis. Agrafiotis plays a 1-2 on the edge of the area. Pinged across goal, the defender manages to get the ball up, but not away. Ronstadt goes down looking for a foul, ignored by the referee. Curled in by Wöhlers. Converted forward, by the way, Olli Wöhlers playing at right back this season. Used to playing a bit further up the pitch. Become one of those Trent Alexander-Arnold hybrid style right backs. Meanwhile, slip from the goalkeeper. Dudu on the clearance. Wiesbaden picking the ball around nicely on the edge of the area, but now a chance for Ronstadt to hit on the counter-attack, and that's a lovely ball through for Lobinger. Desperate defending at the back. Good tackle from Gillikins in the end. That's the danger that Viktoria Köln pose on the counter-attack. Brilliant tackle coming in from Gillikins, the Belgian centre-back. Now 5 minutes in. Game starting to settle down a little bit. Cologne is gradually pressing in. I think it's Moritz Floto trying to win the ball back, just giving away the free kick. Sorry, no, putting the ball out of play. No free kick given. Everything compressed into the Wiesbaden half for the moment. Ronstadt under pressure from Bogacevic. Forced to go all the way back to Greger. All given away carelessly. Good tackle though from Sponsel over on that right-hand side. Cologne get the ball back here. It's been a season of might-have-beens for Wiesbaden so far. Lost out to Bayern Munich in the first round of the Cup. Pushed them hard though, went 2-0 down early. And a Fatih Kaya brace brought them back on to level terms, only for Harry Kane to score the winner 4 minutes into stoppage time at the end of the second half. The England captain's second goal of that game. Since then, well, they won 3 of their first 6, which was a decent start, but then only 1 win in their next 6. And the plug pulled on Niels Störing at the end of the second successive loss in match day 12. So away to Alemannia Aachen. The results not quite up to scratch. Cleaning the ball, but deciding against the long throw. A bit of space here now for Johansson, teases the ball into the area, just missed by Floto. Gathered neatly by Dudu. Floto just colliding there with Christoph Greger. Greger, by the way, 1 booking away from a 1-game suspension as Viktoria Köln now trying to inject some pace into the game down the right-hand side. Nice ball in as well, and a spectacular piece of defending again from Gillikens. Lovely ball whipped in from that right-hand side. Lobinger attacking it. Just beaten to the ball. As you'd expect, a bit of encouragement for the defender. May just have been fouled as well while making that defensive clearance. But goes along with the restart. And now all of a sudden Johansson bursting into a little bit of space, plays the ball to Floto. Floto into Agrafiotis, tries to turn, but turns into Frank Ronstadt. And the ball dribbles back to Dudu. Necessary shove in the back from Floto. Floto, one of 3 Wehen Wiesbaden players out there, are booking away from a suspension, along with his strike partner today, Nicolas Agrafiotis, and centre-back Justin Janicek. Ball back with Dudu again. Chips one out to Greger. Greger, though, immediately under pressure, and that ball goes out of play. Just making things a little bit difficult for themselves at the back there. Viktoria Köln. Zusserin goes all the way back to Berdart. Berdart, product of the Wiesbaden Academy. Fiotis plays the ball out to Floto. Floto leans one in there. Cleared from near the penalty spot by Viktoria Köln. Gillikens plays the ball back inside to Suarez. Back with Gillikens again. Now he drives one into the edge of the area. Flutter unable to find his strike partner with his touch. Again, the press high here from Wiesbaden. Nice pass inside from Dietz. Very well played indeed from Viktoria Köln, and now space for Handel on this near side. Viktoria Köln again dangerous on the counter-attack. The ball chipped into the back post and had to be put behind for a corner by Nicholas May. And a Köln player steaming in on the outside. Had no choice but to put that behind. Viktoria Köln looking very dangerous on the counter-attack in the opening 12 minutes here at the BeReal Arena. Whipped into the edge of the 6-yard box, and well, Gregor frustrated. He did get a better contact on that. Have a look here. Away from his marker, just seemed to misjudge it. Viktoria Köln captain, so it's probably the best chance so far. A little bit too far for Agrifiotis to battle for in the aerial, in the air. Viktoria Köln just being pushed backwards here. Goes to Dietz once more. Game just slowing down for a moment. Brought over halfway by Leonard Munst. Handel now with the throw on this near side. Now what's his long throw like? He's managed to pick up a slightly drier ball. Oh, good distance on that one, headed across the box. Lobinger with the shot, blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. Second go, and has that come off the post? Or was it saved by the keeper? Lobinger, I think, just wondering if there was a handball after the original shot. Hard to tell from that camera angle. And, well, a slightly loose pass there from Munst, and a ball allowed just to dribble out for a goal kick. Lobinger has looked sharp so far, 8 goals already this season, near the top of the scoring charts. 8 goals from 13 games is a very good return indeed from the 26-year-old. Floater. Well, it looked like the defender had a handful of shirt there, but not enough for the referee to blow up for a foul. First time pass over onto that right-hand side. Tries to find Sponsel in a bit of space. Sponsel also, by the way, the 19, over on that far right-hand side, also at one booking away from a suspension. Getting to that time of the season where players are starting to rack up those bookings. This was the shot from Lobinger, which was very well saved low down by Berdar. Had to be very swift to get down to his left to make that save. Greget a bit too physical with Agrafiotis winning that ball in the air, coughing up the free kick. Cologne looking sharper in the final third so far. Wiesbaden haven't really tested Dudu yet. Both teams pressing high in this first half. No way through for Wiesbaden at the moment. Here's David Otto. Greget plays a 1-2 on the edge of the area. Otto again gets the ball through to Sponsel. Sponsel with the pull back towards Lobinger. 1-2 played on the edge of the area. Lobinger has the ball taken off his toes. Wiesbaden simply can't clear their lines at the moment. And again, this time Ronstadt plays the ball out, but he's taken down. There's going to be a, not going to be a yellow card, but it's going to be a free kick and quite a saucy spot here for Viktoria Köln. Suarez, the man clattering in. Now then, Munst and Ronstadt standing over this one. Line of players on the edge of the area. Ronstadt might even fancy a pop at goal here. Munst is looking up at that line of white shirts. So it's Ronstadt has the pop at goal. Woo. Now that was close. Keeper scurrying across there. I tell you what, he's got some good power on that, considering he only took a one-step run-up. 28-year-old right back, well, normally a right back, playing on the left today. Down the line, cut out by May. After a bright start from Wiesbaden, Viktoria Köln have wrestled control of the game from their hosts at the moment. Which, considering their away form this campaign, is perhaps a little bit of a surprise. 1 win, 1 draw, 4 defeats so far on the road for Viktoria Köln. The 1 win coming at Erzgebirge back on match day 5. They managed to draw at 1860 at Munich on match day 9. 1860 really struggling this season despite bringing in some what appeared to be some very good signings in the summer. Now they've already sacked the coach once, lost again today as well. 4-0 as well away to Jan Regensburg in the Bavarian derby. Jan Regensburg had really been struggling before that. Now then, Handel didn't get the angle right for the run from Ronstadt. Jakobsen having to sit very deep to get a touch. Suarez swivelling away from a couple of would-be challengers. Wiesbaden bringing the ball over halfway. No real pressure on the ball either at the moment. Gillikens, the centre-back, brings it forward, plays it out wide to Wöhlers. Wöhlers, well, deflection on the pass, finds Johansson in midfield. He spreads that ball out to the left, then makes his run on the diagonal, and the header near the penalty spot. Not too far wide. Decent ball in from deep. And Grafiotis getting the better of Gregor in the air. Not quite able to get that on target though. Gregor going down, expecting a free kick. The referee deciding that Gregor went down far too easily. Well, a poor throw in. Johansson's definitely moved into a more central position for the moment. But now Viktoria Köln again playing on the counter-attack, and they've got an extra man over on that right-hand side. Sponsel brings it forward, plays it through for David Otto. Otto looks up, puts the ball into the back post, headed half away. Handel picks up the ball, oh, and it's off the crossbar. Simon Handel, there's so much space to play with there. Headed away by Wöhlers. No one really able to get to Handel though before unleash that right-footed shot. The keeper absolutely nowhere near it. It's rooted to the spot. Viktoria Köln pressing hard for the opening goal here midway through the first half. Sponsel again, ball forward. Handel. Press a bit more effective from Wiesbaden this time. Now Wolf just lays the ball off to Dietz. Ronstadt lays the ball off in the middle of midfield. Oh, and just a miscontrol from Munst. Grafiotis rather clattered into there by Ronstadt. Ball chipped over the top. Headed back to Ronstadt by Gregor, who then gets the ball back, plays it across the penalty area. It does appear that Viktoria Köln playing with the back four here rather than their usual back three. It's working so far. Now Munst drops a little bit deeper, looks up. Decides the best option is out to the right. Game just being slowed down a little bit here. And now they come forwards. Sponsel makes a run in there. Did he get there before the keeper? Well, he does, but Werder very quickly off his line, closed down the angle and got a good save in there. Ronstadt again getting involved in midfield. Now there's space over on that right-hand side once more. Otto stands the ball up to the back post. Gillikens has to put it behind for a corner. That was the earlier chance for Sponsel. Keeper doing very well, sliding out, taking the ball cleanly. Just 19 years of age. This It's his first ever start in a senior match. His team is under pressure at the moment. Ball hit to the back post, strong header away. Handel will pick up the loose ball. Lays the ball out to Munst on this near side. Munst thinks about it, then rather kicks his attempted cross, and Agrafiotis now leads the charge for Wiesbaden, but gives the ball straight back to the team in white. As Dietz there was scurrying back into his defensive position, suddenly found the ball at his feet. Gregor goes back to Dudu. Dietz now sitting deep. Gregor, first time ball over the top. Well, that's not been well dealt with, and now Lobbinger nearly taking advantage from a mistake from Janicek. Wiesbaden living dangerously at the back at the moment. Seem to be inviting Viktoria Köln onto them. Good on out. Plays it long. And for once, the Wiesbaden midfield picks up the loose ball. Well, there's a slip. The ball nearly given away by Olivolas. Did well, actually, to recover the situation. There's Marian Wilhelm. Took over from Olaf Janssen when he retired at the end of last season. He'd been brought in as his assistant specifically for the purpose of taking over from him at the end of last term. Ronstadt makes himself a little bit of space over in that corner and then wins himself a free kick as well. Agrafiotis trying to intimate that he got the ball and not the man. Nowhere near the ball at all. Ronstadt seems to have a bit of a roaming brief today, the number 34. Stationed mostly on the left, but he's popping up all over the place when Viktoria Köln are in the Wiesbaden half. That will put out a play as well. The referee just being a bit of a stickler there for having the throw-in taken from at least vaguely the correct place. Now Wiesbaden coming forward for the first time in a while. Agrafiotis lays the ball off. Doesn't come off, then tries to win the ball back and rather clatters into his man. Has to be a little bit careful here, Agrafiotis. He is on 4 yellows for the season. You're just never going to win the ball from behind like that. Ronstadt, nice skills on the ball. The eventual pass, though, not quite up to the same standard. And that's a loose touch from Verles, putting the ball straight out of play. Cologne looking to build up from the back once more. Eventually, Sponsel, I think, emerging with the ball on that right-hand side. You've got 2-3 white shirts to aim at in the area. The cross, though, well cut out this time by Janicek. Fiotis wins the throw over on the far side. Drilled out now to Vola's here on the right. Flutter can't retain possession either. Chases back, tries to win the ball, but now Wolf in a bit of space in midfield. Munst goes down. The referee a little bit slow blowing his whistle there. Just wondered if he was trying to play an advantage. Today's captain, Tereka Gülzusarin, comes over to chat with the referee. Munst with a delivery, but that's a poor one. Gets a look there from his teammates who'd all gone up expecting a slightly better free kick than that one. 33 minutes gone, still 0-0. Viktoria Köln very much in control of this match. But after creating a couple of really good chances earlier on, they just seem to have dried up for the moment. Best chance so far. Saw Simon Handel strike from the edge of the area, come back off the crossbar. Sponsor as well on the ball now. Forced a good save out of Noah Burdar. Now the ball goes to Agrifiotis, who was just minding his own business in the centre of the pitch. Johansson into a bit of space, forces a corner. Haven't seen Johansson popping up with the ball in wide areas for about half an hour. Putting a couple of good crosses in the first few minutes, hardly seen the Luxembourg, Irish, Swedish wide player since then. By the way, he's played for all three at youth levels, international-wise, that is. The 24-year-old. Ball whipped in, headed up rather than away. No one seems to know where it's gone. Still not cleared. And Handel just puts his laces through it. Chance for Cologne to push up the defensive line, but they've stayed quite deep here. Plenty of room in midfield if Wiesbaden want to use it. They themselves don't seem to have much of a midfield in there either. No wonder there's not much in the way of passing opportunities there. Just hit long. Flicked on by Johansson. Flutter, though, had made his run the other side of the defender. Fiotis lays the ball off. Johansson puts that pass behind Nicholas May. Suarez dropping deep to get involved. The problem is that Suarez and Gülzusarin drop deep. There's no one else dropping into midfield. There's literally no options whatsoever. Well, that's a poor ball. Played off on the edge of the area. The shot comes in, but it's a weak one from Johansson this time. Easy enough for Dudu to gather. Goes long. That one flicked away from Lobinger. too much hand on shirt from Tim Kloss. I don't know what's that, well, that was on the pitch. Looked like a pen or something like that. Pen? Pencil? No idea how it got out into the middle of the playing surface. I don't think that's been thrown on by a spectator. I think it's been dropped there at some point. Cleared down the line. Oh, Gregor with it. Plenty of Agrafiotis' shirt in his hand. The referee waving play on. Pass from Johansson, though, goes in behind Janicek. Wiesbaden will try and bring the ball into midfield once more. And again. Better down the flank. Bogucevic lays the ball back inside. Suarez looking around for options, just bringing the ball forward on his own instead. Now May finds Suarez making a forward run. Suarez back to Johansson. Back to Suarez again. Zusrin. Trying a different approach now. Comes over to this near side to Volas. Volas decides to dip his shoulder, have a run at handle, puts a good ball into the front post. Nearly picked up by Agrafiotis and eventually bundled behind by Gregor for a corner. Well, at last, one of the Wiesbaden players actually dipping a shoulder, taking on his man. That's the result. Chaos in the Viktoria Köln 6-yard box. A lot of the passing has been very sideways and negative so far in this first half from Wiesbaden, but that was better. So many players taking the easy option without even looking to see what else is there. Looks like they're padding their stats to get more passes against their name. Saying they're doing that, but some players have been known to do that, that's for certain. Ball headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. In comes the volley, but always going well wide from Ollie Volas. Looks up, lays that one down the line. Now Wiesbaden with a little bit of space on that left-hand side. The ball played in towards Flirto at the near post. Physical battle between May and Sponsel for the ball. Eventually put out of play for a Cologne throw. 5 minutes to go before the break. Still 0-0 here at the Brit Arena. Suarez plays the ball out of heavy traffic in midfield. And that's a lovely little layoff for Bogucevic. Just couldn't quite take the ball with him. Munst runs into traffic, or rather runs into Suarez, same thing. No real pressure on the ball there from Wiesbaden as Dietz just wandered up. About, what, 20-30 metres more back in their own half now. Gregor playing it out to handle on this near side. Wolf to Kloss. Back Back inside for Leonard Munst. Munst goes past one. Lets fly, gets a deflection, and that's going to be a Viktoria Köln corner. Wants to take this, 6 white shirts to aim at in the middle, decides to go short in end instead. Handel now sees his attempted cross blocked, and maybe an opportunity on the counter-attack here for Wiesbaden. May leading the charge from left back. Just lets the ball dribble out, miscontrols it. The 23-year-old. You could hear the sort of sigh of dismay coming from the stands there. We heard a sigh of dismay coming from Frank Steinmetz as well. Wiesbaden really haven't got going in this first half. They had a bright start the first few minutes, but since then, largely squeezed off the pitch, but now things might open up. Akrafiotis has the ball taken off of his toes there after a slightly loose first touch. Now Suarez. Akrafiotis again on the edge of the area, tries it into Floto. Nice little touch round the corner, and the shot from Gazusarin making the run from midfield. Forced behind by Dudu. Well, that's as good as we've seen all first half from Wehen Wiesbaden. Lovely interplay. Good save from Dudu as well, again coming off his line, closing down the angle. Actually getting the inside of an arm onto that, could have gone anywhere. A little bit of luck. Wiesbaden corner. Gazusarin to take it. Flicked on at the near post, just past the back post there. The keeper hardly moved. Lovely delivery into the near post, flicked on. Somehow missed everyone. Bogicevic was at the back post there. He could have, maybe if he'd anticipated the flick on, could have thrown himself at that one. Suarez it was with the header. Not the tallest of players. Managed to get in front of his marker though. And 1 minute to be added on at the end of this first half. Viktoria Köln with the ball just outside their own area. Greger plays that up to halfway. No way through. Tries a different route. Sponsel back inside to Wolf. Sponsel continuing his run, but the attempted pass to find him is intercepted. Oh, and a lovely turn from Bogicevic, and I think that's going to be a first booking of the game. No attempt to play the ball at all. Gets the ball there, lovely spin. Tim Kloss completely beaten there. Just dragging his man to the ground. That's a third yellow card of the season for the summer signing from 1860 Munich. final seconds. This is probably the last chance of this first half. Ball lofted into the area, headed back across goal, but picked up instead by Ronstadt, who tries to lead the charge from defence into attack for Viktoria Köln. He's going to run out of time there. So the first half here at the BeReal Arena. Wehen Wiesbaden making a bright start, but soon Viktoria Köln taking control of the game. Simon Handel had one drive come back off the upright. Noah Berdar made a couple of good saves as well. Viktoria Köln in control, but unable to break the deadlock. At half-time here at the BeReal Arena, it's Wehen Wiesbaden 0, Viktoria Köln 0. welcome back then to the Britta Arena. Half-time 0-0 here between Wehen Wiesbaden and Viktoria Köln. Both teams hoping for better in the second half. Wiesbaden have been largely pressed back into their own half during that first period. Really struggled to get on the ball. Viktoria Köln pressing high, winning the ball in dangerous areas. But there was a couple of sparks of life right at the end of that first half for Wiesbaden, so a little bit of something for the interim coach to hang on to during his half-time team talk. Marion Wilhelm, meanwhile, for Viktoria Köln. Well, they forced a couple of good saves out of this young man, Noah Berdart. So he's in for the otherwise injured Florian Stritzel, the ever so experienced number one here at the Britta Arena. He made his debut off the bench last week, making his first start today. He's made a couple of fine saves. He's seen his crossbar rattled as well by Simon Handel. No changes that we're aware of, at least, at half-time in this last instalment from the German Dritte Liga for match day 14. Tyler Lobinger had a couple of almost opportunities as well in the first half. So Wehen Wiesbaden get us back underway then. Our hosts kicking from right to left here in the second half. Johansson immediately on the ball and immediately responsible all over him. Tries to drive at goal. The ball falls loose for Gozusarin. Gozusarin chips the ball into the near post. Half cleared. Headed back into the danger area by Suarez. And now perhaps room on the counter-attack here. Looking for that ball in behind the defender. I think Lobinger, though, he's not quite Usain Bolt quick. Ball down the line. Wiesbaden winning back possession. Johansson dances past Kloss. Plays the ball back inside for Agrifiotis, who's just dropping a little bit deep for the moment. Now Johansson again. This time cutting inside. Playing the ball all the way over to the right. And then Ronstadt getting a foot in. And Ronstadt has pace as well. Brings the ball up over halfway. Rather isolated over on that left-hand side, but he does win himself a free kick. Kozusarin giving away the free kick then. Viktoria Köln trying to build up on that left-hand side. Ronstadt again getting the ball in advanced spaces. The ball just taken off the toes of Lobinger. Oh yeah, Johansson again. His initial pass blocks off. Whipped in from the left-hand side, and that's somehow avoided everybody. Lovely ball in from Nicholas May. Nicholas May just going down on his knees there. He's puffing hard. I just wonder if whatever he had at half-time has maybe not agreed with him. Ball over on that far side of the pitch. Five minutes into the second half. Both teams still just dancing around the issue of trying to find the opening goal. Free kick here though for Wiesbaden, a high defensive line. Whipped in, flicked on at the near post, but I think that was Floto with the header. Rather floated over the crossbar. In fact, it wasn't Floto at all. In fact, it was Gillikens, the Belgian centre-back. Beg your pardon. A little bit of mist falling down here. So it's about, 7-8 degrees. So it was a kick-off at least. No real wind either. Well kept in. Ronstadt, he really does have a bit of a floating role out there today. Fiotis dropping deep. Kozusarin immediately under pressure on the ball from Tim Kloss. Wants to go sideways. And this is where Wiesbaden has struggled in that first half. Neat play. All of a sudden, Hulst was nearly in behind, and he's somewhat disappointed not to have the throw in. All just caroomed off his shin. Wiesbaden just trying to stretch the play here. Fiotis turning off of his man, but turning into white-shirted traffic. Just seems to be a sort of slight lack of connection in this Wiesbaden team at the moment, but Otto plays a 1-2 on the edge of the area and lifts his shot over the crossbar. Just for once it was Wiesbaden winning the ball high up the pitch. Start going down in a heap. Otto playing the 1-2. You can just see him just lean back on that as he played it. He was just trying to lift it over the incoming challenge, but lifted it just too much. really starting to set in here. I don't think it'll be bad enough to see the game pulled off, though, as it gets much, much worse than this. Agrafiotis with a slightly casual ball back for May. Janacek simply having to just play that ball across. There you see what it looks like at ground level. Dudu goes long. No mucking about at the bat. There'll be a yellow card here for Janacek. Janacek won the ball in the air, just seemed to land on David Otto afterwards. Justin Janacek has just picked up his 5th yellow card of the season, and he will miss next week's trip. Sorry, the game in 2 weeks' time rather, against Waldorf Mannheim. We have an international break coming up next week, with the European World Cup qualifiers still very much in process. Hansen trying to turn past his man, couldn't get past. The fog really is getting worse, isn't it? Again, however bad it looks like that, it is better at pitch level. The cameras usually make it look a little bit worse than it really is as well, as they struggle to get light through the lenses. Well, that's a good interception from Johansson. Wiesbaden with the throw, quickly taken as well. Well, is that a pass back? Well, it was a foot in from the Viktoria Köln defender, the ball straight into the hands of Dudu. It has to be an intentional pass back, and the referee will be deciding that that was actually basically a tackle. Now Sponsel driving into midfield, jinking and turning. Eventual pass from Munst going slightly awry, but Viktoria Köln retain possession. Here's Lobinger now popping up on the right-hand side, tries to drive one into the area. Cologne win a corner. Got to say, from that angle, it really did look like a pass back to the keeper, didn't it? He's done that not from a position where he was necessarily in control of the ball. Leonard Munst to take this one, goes for the back post, the header comes back across goal, then cleared. Wolf tidies up with the pass back to Dudu. Back to Dudu again. That fog really is starting to settle in, isn't it? Just being pushed back into their own half at the moment, but still mostly in possession, mostly in control. Johansson chasing back defensively. Well, to get the ball to May. Ball staying in play as well. Johansson with the long ball forward, one in the air by Agrafiotis. Flutto brings it down. Sees a foul go against him for the challenge on Tim Kloss. The home fans not happy with that decision from the referee, Daniel Bartnitsky. reaction. Perhaps from the Viktoria Köln player, but he got the free kick he wanted. Now flowing forwards. Ball comes to Ronstadt. Ronstadt momentarily losing control, but keeping possession. Munst fires one over the top, but no one made the run in behind. The ball goes safely through to Berdar. Now Flirto. Not got much company there. Johansson plays the ball inside to Gazusarin. Now back to Johansson again. Nice little back heel to Flirto. Flirto puts the ball across goal. And the shot completely missed by Bogacevic. But now Johansson has the chance. And it comes off the back of Gregor. And another shot comes in. And that deflects behind. Is that a corner or a goal kick? Johansson just asking the question there as if that hit the arm of Gregor. Another closer look here. Flirto driving the ball across. First shot completely missed by Bogacevic. Somehow it came through to Johansson here. And that's clearly hit the back of Gregor. There's Viktoria Köln. Looks like they're going to make a couple of changes, are they? Yes, they are. Tim Kloss comes off. And Yannick Tonye comes on. Summer signing from Schalke. Usually plays out wide, so maybe just trying to add a little bit of pace to the game here, Viktoria Köln. First change made then of the game. Just wonder if if this bit of mist continues to fall here, could end up with coaches trying to sneakily make changes without the officials noticing. Not quite that bad yet, though. And again, dismay in the stands as Suarez is pinged for a foul in the centre circle. Johansson, first time pass for Flirto. Flirto just about lays the ball off. There's options left and right here. Bogacevic just taking too long on the ball. The space that was there is now gone. Grafiotis trying to hold the ball up in the area. Ball spat out to the right again. Gazusarin out there now. Lays the ball back inside. It's now with Suarez. Anyway, Fabian Greilinger came on as a like-for-like substitution for Nicholas May. I think around the same time Yannick Tonye was introduced. You could actually see the substitution. Greilinger mostly used as a substitute this season. With Nicholas May very much making that left back berth his own. I just wonder if he's picked up a knockout there to be replaced like that. Now in swinging corner to come. Easily headed away at the near post by Lobinger. Flicked on by Agrafiotis. Flitter goes down in the area. The fans want a penalty, the players not so much. And then just slashed out for a goal kick. Have another look here. I mean, he's definitely being held by Dietz. Referee deciding not enough to justify going to ground, it would appear. Nicely laid off by Otto. Wolf then finds Ronstadt. The cross half cut out. Gozusarin completes the clearance, but there's nobody really up there challenging for the ball. Agrafiotis beaten to it. Ronstadt again over on that far side, this time dispossessed by Bogacevic. Suarez turning under pressure, forced back into his own area. Dreilinger forced backwards, lost his footing slightly. Tonye adjudged to have fouled the number 18. Dreilinger, another one of those 1860 Munich youth products. And the referee is coming over for a chat with Gozusarin. I'd love to try and lip read that, but I can't see the mouth of either of the people in that picture. So plenty of noise coming from the fans as Gozusarin chips the ball into the area. Handel now gets the ball to Tonye. Tonye now brings the ball over halfway. A break is on here for Viktoria Köln. Tonye half slips as he tries to turn back inside. Suarez completes the defensive job. Bogacevic passes the ball out to the right-hand side now. Bogacevic back in possession. Just lays that ball off to Volas. Plays a nice ball into Agrafiotis. Nice turn from Agrafiotis. The cross, though, blocked. Gozusarin with a nice ball in for Bogacevic, and then just the Viktoria Köln player just putting their foot through. I think it was Handel just clearing the lines there midway through the second half. It's Viktoria Köln under a lot more pressure in this second period. Wehen Wiesbaden, who they just carried on that bit of momentum they picked up right at the end of that first half as a long ball goes in. Agrafiotis, though, needed to have been a giraffe to reach that one. Now, a good run through the middle. Out from the back. Tonye picks it up. Tonye, I think, just going through the man to win that ball. We're still goalless here, 20 minutes to go. One of these teams have a hero. Agrafiotis shrugs off the challenge, spreads the ball over to the right-hand side. Gozusarin made a good run into the area. So the shot comes in from distance, and that's well saved by Dudu. Better from Wehen Wiesbaden. Agrafiotis Setting it up, Bogacevic cutting in onto his left foot, letting fly. Fine shot as well. An even better save from Dudu. He's going in too. Comes in from the left, headed away at the near post, chipped back into the area, lobbed over the top, but nearest player to it was Bogacevic, and he knew he was coming back from an offside position. Lofted forward, headed back in. Oh, almost opening up there for Bogacevic again, who was pretty anonymous in the first 45. Seeing a lot more of the ball in this second period. There's a late challenge going in there on Otto over on the far side. David Suarez, the guilty party. The referee keeping his card in his pocket. Wiesbaden winning that midfield battle in the second half. Again, plenty of encouragement from the stands. Another change upcoming for Wehen Wiesbaden. Agrafiotis being withdrawn. Lucas Schleimer coming on in his place, who was replaced by Ryan Johansson in the starting lineup. He can play up top, he can also offer width out wide. Just slipping over, surely. I mean, there was a bit of contact, but that was somewhat before he went to ground. And again, winning the ball in tight spaces in the second half. Wiesbaden now back on the attack again. Lots of options in the area, but don't run into the man marking it. Munst. It's a nice ball down the left, and all of a sudden there's a room to be worked in here for Viktoria Köln. No one really closing down the ball at all. The ball put into the back post, and Tonye losing his footing just as he was set to trap that ball. He was in acres of space. Number 30. The opportunity, just tried to change direction, slightly slipped over on the greasy turf. Been a Bit of extra moisture in there from the fog or mist that's descended on the ground. Yellow card for Lucas Wolf, his first of the season, in fact, for blocking that run. Long ball pumped into the area, but that's meat and drink for someone like Dudu. Took that very comfortably. Another foul there, this time coming in from Lobinger. The striker's not really getting much in the way of service in this second half. Now the ball cleared long, 14 minutes to go, yet to see the opening goal here. Wehen Wiesbaden very much on top in the second half. It's been a real game of two halves, really. Groningen sliding in with the challenge on Tonye. Otto battling for the ball over in that corner, wins a throw as well near the corner flag. Long throw coming in from Handel. You've already seen he can get these at least level with the front post, and he's done so again. The ball though headed up rather than away. Hansen isn't going to get to that ball first. Now the ball whipped in again. Otto beaten to it. Lobinger puts a dipping shot in at goal and just over the crossbar. Game just starting to drift a little bit. Bit of a chat here between Berdar and Janacek. Another change made with Benjamin Zank coming on, so more forward power. Zank is another summer signing, one of many, of course, in this Viktoria Köln squad, coming from Carl Zeiss Jena. Has one goal and an assist to his name as the 21-year-old. So adjusting well. It really was a big clear out of personnel for Viktoria Köln in the summer, almost a reset. Lobinger, the man taken off. He'd rather gone quiet in this second period. The shot comes in, cleared from the edge of the 6-yard box. Viktoria Köln simply can't keep their foot on the ball at the moment. Johansson drives to the edge of the area. Greilinger with a good ball across goal, and how has that touch not put it in the net? Flutto again throwing himself at that one. Lovely ball in from Greilinger. Flutter getting ahead of his marker, which was a Greger in this case. Couldn't get quite enough contact on it. Florian Engelhardt also out there now as well. See that substitution coming. Lucas Wolf, the man withdrawn. I don't think I can even blame the fog for that. 10 minutes to go. We need a hero. Still goalless, a result which would do not a lot of good for either side, really. Lots of points to be made up in mid-table at the moment. The Dritte Liga standings very tight. If you consider Hoffenheim in 6th place at the moment with 21 points. Regensburg in 16th on 17. In fact, Erzgebirge Aarau on 17th on 16. With three teams on 21, 2 teams on 20, 3 more teams on 19. Those include both of the teams here on view today. And a win for either takes Cologne up from 9th to 6th, or Wehen Wiesbaden up from 13th to 6th. The big winners so far this weekend have been at Hansa Rostock, 5-0 winners at Ulm, and they've gone up from 12th to 7th in the table. That dropped to 8th if we see a winner here today. If we see anything here today. Greilinger just taking a bit of moisture off of the ball, decides to play safe. All of a sudden, Zank adding a bit of extra energy up top. Now Munst has the ball. As far as in the context of the second half, this is a rare bit of possession in the final third for Viktoria Köln. Munst goes down wanting a free kick, he'll get a corner instead. 'What's he talking about here? Gregor goes over just to see what the fuss is about. Munst goes over to take the corner. There'll be plenty of white shirts to aim at in there as well. 6-7 players in the box, but the ball not reaching any of them. Then the volley comes in from Handel. Oh, and it's bounced in. What a way to open the scoring. I think David Otto with just the touch in front of the keeper. He's certainly celebrating like he got a touch. I have to see a replay to confirm that. Well, a game that's appeared to be drifting towards a goalless draw suddenly has its goal. Ball headed out. Lovely volley here. Just diverted a little bit by Otto. And the keeper caught out of position. And they're trying to claim an offside. I mean, Otto certainly wasn't off. Well, well, well. Oh, David Otto, the hero, gets the opening goal. He's at 6th of the season. First assist of the season for Simon Handel as well, as it was he who dipped in that shot. So Wehen Wiesbaden, who've been on top for most of this second half, suddenly find themselves in behind. There might be a bit of a reshuffle upcoming here. Bench of Wiesbaden. He made 2 changes so far. sort out a bit of jiggery-pokery there in the box. Well, Wiesbaden now with no choice but to throw everything into attack. Lots of bodies to aim at. They're going to need a better corner kick than that, though. Zank clears the ball long. Handel competes for it. Wiesbaden back in possession. That's a nice little flick down the right-hand side. The ball driven across, cleared at the near post by Dietz. And here come the cavalry. So even Franjic coming on for what would be his first appearance of the season. Flirto also being withdrawn. Jan Becker, the 18-year-old striker, coming on in his place. That's his fourth substitute appearance of his career. Well, now would be the time for him to make an impact, I would suggest. The ball is whipped into the area. There comes the header, but plucked out of the air by Duda. He cuddles that to his chest. Wiesbaden chasing the game here in the last 5 minutes. They've withdrawn both of their experienced front men. In fact, the only real striker they have out there at the moment is Jan Becker. Lucas Schleimer, normally more of a wide player than anything else. Viktoria Köln in possession, but given away on the edge of the Wiesbaden box, cleared long towards Becker. Becker fighting for the ball, but shrugged off it in the end by Greger. 10 years his senior, a bit more solid as well. 3 minutes to go for Wiesbaden. Here's another look at the goal. Should get a better angle here to see just how much of a touch David Otto got on that. Oh, he did, didn't he? The keeper had it covered until he didn't. It's a horrible one as a goalkeeper, though. He's got to anticipate the shot going through. Now Becker, possession on the edge of the area. All gets a bit crowded, though. About half the players on the pitch, all within about 10 metres of each other then. That was a little bit of luck for Janicek. His attempted pass coming straight back off of David Otto. And now a little bit of space opening up with Wiesbaden committing players forward. Zank taking the ball into the corner. Eventually loses control. Oh, that's a poor pass back to Ollie Wohlers. You can't be making mistakes like that. You're 1-0 down in the 89th minute, putting the ball out for a position throw near your own corner flag. Oh, the gloom descending here at the Brit Arena in more ways than one. Nibble on the heel there, coughing up a free kick. Wiesbaden can relieve the pressure. Can they conjure up a goal here in the last minute plus stoppages? They've already lost here this season at home to Essen and Alemannia Aachen. About to make it a third home defeat here for Wehen Wiesbaden. They had the new manager bounce last week away to Havelse. Rather fallen flat though here today so far. And now things are opening up. Ball back across goal. Franic clearing that just before Handel could latch onto it. We've already seen that Handel can hit them from distance. Wehen Wiesbaden have got 5 minutes to try and get back on level terms. Attempted clearance, charge down. Viktoria Köln will be quite happy to have Wiesbaden down in that corner of the pitch. They can't do any damage from there. Franic back on the ball, turned up highly touted at the beginning of last season for Würzburger kickers. Was instrumental in the kickers nearly promoting up to the Dritte Liga at the end of last season, the season before last. 3 goals, 22 assists in the season. He scored in both legs of their playoff against Hanover 2. And even scored his penalty in the resulting penalty shootout. Wasn't enough to get Würzburger kickers promoted, and he was already on his way here anyway that summer. After a few appearances at the beginning of last season, rather fell out of favour. This is his first appearance of the season. Had a few injury problems as well. And now things opening up. David Otto plays it in behind for Tonye. Tonye looks up, puts it across goal. Oh, brilliant save on the line. An outstretched leg from BeReal. Saves a certain second. Has made a few very good saves here today. There's Noah BeReal. I'd even go as far to say as that Florian Stritzel might struggle to get the gloves off him when he comes back from injury. Cologne is trying to run down the clock in the corner, running down precisely about, what, 3, maybe 4 seconds. That worked out well. Still, Wehen Wiesbaden penned back in their own half. They just simply can't muster an attack, and a long ball out. Picked up by Gregor. He spreads that ball out now to Handel over on that far side. Now Munst. Munst tries to get past his man. Goes down theatrically. Doesn't get the free kick he wanted. Wiesbaden have the possession they wanted. Immediately closed down in midfield there. Groilinger. Well, I think we're at the stage where you just throw everyone up forwards and tell the keeper to smack it. So the keeper smacks it up to the edge of the area, headed away. This is where Wiesbaden need to be. Janacek plays the ball backwards now. Chipped in again to the edge of the area. It's hammered away. Straight to the feet of Otto. Otto, nice little swivel turn. Munst lays the ball off to Ronstadt. Viktoria Köln quite happy just to keep possession now. Just 1 minute left to go. About to say, if they can produce 1 minute of tiki-taka, the game is over. Send a long ball over the top. Too long for either Tonye or Otto to chase down. The ball hit long by BeReal. Wiesbaden just unable to apply any pressure at the moment. Becker peels off to the right-hand side, tries to go past his man. Eventually the ball comes into the area. That's gone over everyone that was waiting for it. Greilinger now plays it into the edge of the box. The offside flag stays down, but the shot is weak and straight at Dudu. left on the clock. Surprised Dudu's running there. So little time left and his team 1-0 up. And there's a little flash point here on the near side. Tonje late on Greilinger. There's a yellow card for Franic as well for his reaction to that challenge. Playing the ball away and well and truly collected by Yannick Tonje. Franic rushing to his colleague's aid, getting a booking for his troubles. So this is the absolute last chance of last chance saloons here now for Wehen Wiesbaden. Everyone up top. I'm surprised the keeper isn't up there as well, to be perfectly honest, for a minute over the 5 allotted at the end of the game. That's headed away, and with it, 3 points collected for Viktoria Köln. Marion Wilhelm will be delighted with that. 2 wins on the bounce now. Viktoria Köln, they move up to 6th place in the table. An 84th minute strike from David Otto, just deflecting a shot from Simon Handel past Noah Berdar. And that's enough to take all 3 points here. Wehen Wiesbaden disappointing in the first half, better in the second, but not good enough. Viktoria Köln perhaps a little lucky to take all 3 points in the end, but they'll be happy enough with that. They're now up to 6th in the table. Wehen Wiesbaden remain 13th. It's finished here at the BeReal Arena. Wehen Wiesbaden 0, Viktoria Köln 1.